Hello my dear friends, welcome back to 4000 Essential English Words by Paul Nation, Book 4, Unit 15. Aggregate, aggregate, aggregate. Adjective. When something is aggregate, it is made up of smaller amounts added together. The company totaled its aggregate sales for the entire year. Here be careful not to say aggregate. It's aggregate. 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 Antibiotic. 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 Noun. An antibiotic is a medical drug used to kill bacteria and treat infections. The doctor gave me a shot of antibiotic when I got the flu. Please don't say antibiotic. It's antibiotic. Antibiotic. Circuit. 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 Noun. A circuit is a piece of an electronic device that allows electricity to flow. Be very careful not to shock yourself when fixing an electrical circuit. Complement. 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 Verb. To compliment something or someone is to make them better. The wool scarf complemented her lovely eyes. Compress. 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 Verb. To compress something means to press or squeeze it so that it takes up less space. I compressed my clothes to fit into a single suitcase. Here be careful that we don't say compress, we say compress. 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 Database. 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 Noun. A database is a collection of data that is stored in a computer. The company has a database of all the names and accounts of their customers. First of all, keep in mind that in US pronunciation, letter T here sounds like D. That's why we say database. And also please be careful not to say database. It's database. Equivalent. 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 Noun. An equivalent is an amount or value that is the same as another amount or value. I worked the equivalent of 60 hours this week. Immune. 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 Adjective. When someone is immune to a disease, they cannot be affected by it. Children usually get shots to make them immune to certain diseases. Here be careful not to say immune. It's immune. Immune. Input. 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 Noun. Input is information that is put into a computer. Type the input into the computer program. Intimate. 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 Adjective. When a relationship is intimate, the two things are very closely connected. I only tell my secrets to my most intimate friends. Here be careful not to pronounce this word like intimate. It's intimate. 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 Magnet. 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 Noun. A magnet is a piece of iron or other material which attract iron towards it. I used a magnet to pick up the nails that were scattered on the floor. metabolism, metabolism, metabolism. Noun. A person's metabolism is the way chemical processes in their body use energy. If you exercise every day, your metabolism speeds up. Please be careful not to say metabolism. It's metabolism. 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 Microchip. 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 Noun. A microchip is a small device in a computer that holds information. I can put more data on my computer if I buy a more powerful microchip. Here be careful not to say microchip. It's microchip. 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 Phase. 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 Noun. A phase is a stage in a process or the gradual development of something. The first phase in the recycling project involves finding volunteers to help out. Here be careful that PH sounds like F and also letter S sounds like Z. That's why we say phase. And also please be careful not to say fuzz. It's phase. Phase. Pinch. 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 Verb. To pinch means to take a piece of skin between one's fingers and squeeze. I pinched my nose so I couldn't smell the odor from the garbage. Prevalent. 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 Adjective. When something is prevalent, it is common. Growing a beard is more prevalent in some countries than in others. Be careful not to say prevalent. It's prevalent. Prevalent. Quantum. 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 Noun. When something is quantum, it relates to the behavior of atomic particles. The physics student studied quantum mechanics. Here be careful that we don't say quantum. We say quantum. Quantum. Ratio. 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 Noun. A ratio is a relationship between two things expressed in numbers or amounts. The boy-to-girl ratio is 1:3. Here be careful that we don't say ratio. We say ratio. Ratio. Spiral. 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 Noun. A spiral is a shape which winds round and round as if around a cylinder. A strand of DNA looks like two interlocking spirals. Here be careful not to say a spiral. It's spiral. 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 Viral. 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 Adjective. When something is viral, it is a disease or infection that is caused by a virus. The girl was in bed for a week when she had a viral infection. Here be careful not to say viral. It's viral. 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 Great job, my friends! You have learned 20 new words. If you want to learn more, watch the next video.